Hello everyone, how's it going today? Thought I would show the alien base, and now that it's just about complete, and show you where everything's at with this whole alien project. So I'm going to fly over to it right now. As in this item, this is the Creel gas, which I do have up on my workshop as friends only. I have a prototype version there currently. I'm going to fly this over to the base. I know. I typically like first person, but I gotta say with the lights and things going on now, it's hard to see. So we're gonna fly right in here a minute. So this is where the alien base stands now, and I've got all the rooms finished up. I got most all the triggers and switches and lights and details and things like that in place. Something else I wanted to do on this video was a structural integrity test, and that's why I'm in a survival game mode at this time. But as you can take a look, it's kind of what the base is looking like at the time. You got quite a lot of room on the side here for parking different SVs or HVs. And that's kind of what I got going on here now. So we got the tank, the miner, and the smaller, this will be a level 10 or player level 10 SV, where the gas is I believe a level 20. But as you can take a look, the hangar, pretty happy with how this turned out. It has the look I wanted. It's kind of dark, it's eerie. I did some more tweaks and I added some lights into the landing pads themselves. New idea, trying to dress it up a little bit. Over on the crafting side, um, got that pretty much completed. So in the end, it's got two deconstructors, three 320K storage bins. You have a repair console, repair bay, have all your medical equipment along with your health chamber, O2. I have an embedded core that's kind of below, very hard place to hit and quite beefy around it. In fact, the whole front side here has a lot of blocks in its path, and it would be hard to get the core. You have to be shooting at this base for quite a while. This goes out to the front door here, and kind of take a look at what that looks like from the front. But to move on, now currently I have the shield off, and I'll show you what happens when the shield goes on. It's a little effect that I thought was kind of neat to let you know if the shield's on or off. Now currently this is the shield room, which kind of sits right above a furnace. No lights that you can see at the moment because it's not on. Going across here you have the first farm, the smaller of the two farms. 18 grow plots on this one, a couple fridges, and a cooking station. But I tried to do some things to dress it up. I can't do much with the top blocks because there's a farm directly above here. Also, the entire base has compartmentalized O2, so all these rooms are separated from one another. But everything is oxygenated, including the elevator shaft, which actually feeds from one of the rooms. Moving on up to the larger of the two farms. This one has a 36 grow plot farm. And again, a couple cooking stations and a couple fridges and a cooking station. And then that travels up to the landing pad out here. Kind of take a look at what that looks like from up here. And then moving on up, you get to the control tower room. And that's what this ended up looking like. There's not much controls in here at the time, and I'm not sure exactly what I really need to put in here besides a shield, and that's what this is. Now, a question I wanted to throw out to everyone is, I was screwing around with my LCDs and I made up weird alien names. I don't know if I should run with that idea or not. Would it be more logical or sensible just to have, like, so you know what this is, so it actually says shield rather than, some variation of the word with K's and things. Just curious on your thoughts on that one, because it's that way across all the alien creations, and there's 5 of them currently, and they're all getting near complete except for the alien CV, which is far from complete yet. But that is a look inside the base. Now let me turn on the shield a minute here, and I just want to show you what I did with that. So the shield, basically when the shield's on, it turns on this blinky light. Now, the reason for that is so you know the shield's on when you're down here. Because now you can see the blinky light, and actually there's a little window here that you can kind of take a look and see through there to see the shield, and then you know from the hangar area that the light is on. Now also on this experimental LCD over here, I don't exactly know what to do with it yet. I just got some patterns and I put in some random alien looking words, I guess. But maybe I'll just switch that over to some kind of like patterns or deco things that don't say anything. I ended up putting the Pentaxa tank right above here, which I kind of thought looked kind of neat and trippy, alienish like everything else in this base. Let me show you a couple other things here too. Going below, now it's not as pretty down here, but I had to put in a lot of support beams and things like that, and some of these areas that extend out here are directly above columns that are holding this place up. Which leads me to the next part. I wanted to do a structural integrity test, and just to take a look at that. So first thing I'm going to do is turn off the shield again. And here, let me grab some blocks. Okay, so let me hop in here a minute. Now, the reason why I'm in survival is structural integrity does not seem to work correctly inside of creative mode. It doesn't accurately tell you what things are looking like. As you can see on the base, I expected about the results I'm seeing here. There's a very large wide open span across the hangar, and of course these blocks in this area are more reddish, but they're not beyond what the game can handle. So what I'm going to do is just slap down some more blocks right in the area that is the weakest points, and it will not collapse. The rest of the base is quite strong. It's in solid green areas mostly. This of course is the weakest part, but it's not too weak, and that's the important thing, because now you can do pretty much whatever here and you're not going to collapse. So I just kind of wanted to show that a minute. What is left on this base is one more sensor. I forgot to put a sensor on the front door light over here, so that's no big deal at all. But what I'm looking at is I have to replace a lot of the cannon turrets. All these turrets, short of the 2 artillery turrets, are cannons currently. So I'm going to have to swap some of them out with rockets or other types of turrets. But I'm also thinking about, if things get close to the base, like over in this area I found especially vulnerable, and I think I mentioned this on the last video. So my plan is to add an extension out here and a turret to help protect this side. It's possible, but I'm not 100% sure on that yet, if I want to add another one extending out over here. As in the other sides of the base, they're not as vulnerable. They all do have some kind of ground turret, and that's all about if enemies get really close to your base, I want the turrets to be able to shoot them. Now from a distance, this thing does quite well, and you know, things that are out here will get killed pretty quickly. You know, let's spawn some things here a minute. How about some desert gun? What should we put on here? How about some raptors? Nah. What's a ripper dog? I don't even know what that is. So now I got some ripper dogs out here. Ah! Uh-oh. They're pretty mean. Let's draw them a little bit closer in. But anyway, the turrets will shoot things pretty good from a distance. But close up, yeah, it's a little rough yet. So I'm going to work on that. And that's pretty much how this is coming out right now. So as in release time of all this stuff, I still don't know exactly when. Today's plan is I want to finish up the tank, which is near complete anyway, and the miner, and I'll probably try to get both of those as prototypes on my workshop for friends only, just to look at. The SV, the smaller SV, needs a little bit more work yet, and an interior, but I gotta say I'm happy that I pretty much got this base done. It's I originally thought it was going to be, I don't know, maybe a 6 to 8 hour build, and it turned out to be about 35 hour build. So a lot more work than I was anticipating, but you know, I had to get this tweaked out, and I wanted to get a lot of these projects finished up before like moving on to the CV. I was actually kind of stressing myself out with too many open projects going on at one time. So I just wanted to show you that and the state of it, and I hope you enjoyed this. And if you got any questions or ideas or anything I can do, last minute changes, please let me know. And also, I'm very much curious on what your input is on the alien signs with the weird language. Should I just go basic signs and not do that so it's easier for the player to understand what everything is? And the reason why I'm thinking so much about that is I was trying to take it one step further, and the actual trigger names and switch names and things like that I was doing in Alien 2, and I screwed myself up, as in what is what, and I was like, no, that's probably, I'm taking it too far. It's kind of a dumb idea, maybe. So I don't really have any neat looking like alien text or anything I can use on these signs and whatnot. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will probably do another one tomorrow. I did want to resume work on the Alien CV, which is far from complete, and I can't imagine how long that's actually going to take to build. I expect it to be probably a 60 to 80 hour build, far more than what this base was yet. So I got a lot of work to do on that, and that is the last planned alien thing right now. Now I've got a couple ideas for a couple other alien crafts. One, I kind of wanted a starter base that's alien themed, you know, a cheap, inexpensive starter base. This is not that base. This is quite expensive base. And then I was also thinking about I don't know, a starter SV. Basically, if you wanted to run with this theme, I'm trying to fill in a lot of useful things. You know, starter HV, starter SV. It's got a miner, but it's a higher level miner. Things like that. I also was thinking about like a small defense turret that you could place in proximity of your base to give you defense. Now I keep on thinking with how things are set up where they can move in and take your core currently via remote, that it might be sensible to have outer turrets that are further away from your base complex area. Kind of small ones with a few, maybe 4 or 5 turrets on each one that you can put in proximity around your base, which would also help kill anything that gets close to your base in those little tight areas that the base would have a hard time shooting. Well, anyway, I hope you all have a good day, and I will see you later. Thanks a lot.